Welcome back into the Direct Selling Accelerator podcast. My name is Sam Hind, and I want to talk to you today about some of the common mistakes we see people making when they're running a virtual party or event. Now, this kind of goes for party plan and network marketing businesses, but I want to specifically focus on those of you who are in the space of doing virtual parties. So you might have partied in home previously to do product demonstrations, and you've had to take all of that online. Now, in 2020, Greg and I put a massive focus in our business on rebuilding our training on how to conduct a Facebook or Zoom party or event. And in that process, we decided to get in and get our hands dirty. And we literally attended 60 virtual parties in 30 days. Since then, we've attended another 20 odd parties. I've lost count now, where we've worked with a lot of our accelerator members, etc., helping them grow and learn and improve on their online partying. Now, I attended a party only a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, people still aren't getting it. There's some common mistakes that are so simple and easy to fix that I see people making again and again. And these mistakes are actually mistakes that leave you not only feeling like you haven't got the results you want, but they also leave maybe a bitter taste in the mouth, perhaps of some of your guests and even your host as well, if you are doing these things continuously. So I want to throw some things out there because they're kind of at the point where they're a little bit of a pet peeve for me after attending so many parties. I'm sure you guys would totally understand if you've attended that many parties and you see people keep making these same mistakes. I think, guys, it's so easy to fix. So I wanted to throw these out here because I don't want to see you making these same mistakes again. And I know for some of you, you might not even realize you're doing them. So I hate to harp on the negative, but I'm doing it so that we can turn it into the positive here. So this episode is all about some of the common party mistakes we see because I want you guys to learn from the mistakes of the others before you and go into 2021 partying like you were born for it. So let's jump on in. I'm going to give you, I think I've got here eight quick things we're going to go through. I'm going to try and make this a punchy, speedy session. So let's get on into it. So party mistake number one. This one is so easy to fix. I find this one super disrespectful both to the host and also the guests because I think this one goes without saying, but I've seen some people do this not once but continuously. So I'm going to throw this one out there first, and that is showing up late. You are the consultant and you absolutely should be showing up early. 5 minutes early, get in there and get people comfortable, even 10 minutes early. The last thing you want to do is be the last person there where everyone else is kind of waiting for you. They're talking about where is the consultant? Have they forgotten? It looks unprofessional. And it also leaves people starting off on the wrong foot. Then they've gone from being excited and anticipating what's coming to a little bit annoyed because they feel like their time might be a little bit wasted. If you are going to be late, go, whether you're doing a Facebook Live or a Zoom, go in and do a post or let everybody know, guys, something's come up. I am so sorry. I'm going to be there in 5. So people know what is going on. Definitely do not show up late and make every effort to be there early. Okay, number 2. This one is a toughie, but it will make or break your party. And that is going into your virtual party, demonstration, or event with low energy. Guys, I can't stress this enough. When you are doing something online, your energy has to be double or triple what it would be if you were in someone's home. Now, I know this because we work in this space always, and we have to pick our energy up before we go and we do anything online, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a Facebook Live, whether it's a webinar. Why? Because people tune out really, really quickly. So there's a few things I can recommend that you do to pick your energy up beforehand. And they're basic things. The first thing I suggest that you do is have a game on song or some music that gets you excited and lifts you up. Do something that lifts your soul before you go live. Get yourself going, get yourself excited, get yourself in the right frame of mind and the right mood. Another thing that I recommend that you do as well is get up and move. Jump up and down on the spot. Do something that gets the blood flowing through your body. And then visualize a really amazing outcome. Visualize how you want to feel at the end of your party or your event. When you are in the right frame of mind, when your energy is in the right space, it also becomes infectious to everybody else. I know this because, again, this is a space we work in every single day. And if my energy isn't quite right before I go live on a webinar, my team will contact me afterwards and say, Sam, what's going on for you? Your energy wasn't the same. You're a bit low. And they know because it's infectious and it floods through to the results that we get at the end of anything that we do as well. And it's the same for you guys. You know what it's like when you go to a virtual party or event and the person is super low, quiet, monotone. So I really highly recommend, if nothing else, everything else goes wrong, if your energy is right, it can cover off so many other mistakes. So pick your energy up. The next one is a massive issue with Facebook Live. This is one of the reasons I love Zoom over Facebook Live if you're going to do a virtual party or event, and that is reading of comments. Can I just say, guys, the comments that people put into your live are super important. You want to be interacting as much as possible, but there is a line that has to be drawn where it actually gets in the way of the flow of your party or your event. What gets really frustrating for everybody at your party is when you stop mid-sentence to read what someone's written. You do this. By the way, on Facebook Live, there's a delay. So that comment might have been written while you were talking 15 seconds ago, and it is less relevant now. You might have already answered the question, or it could have been a response to somebody else that's in there, because often they're chatting with each other as well. So you end up sort of staring at it, you're reading it, you're pausing. Everyone's waiting for you because you're running this show and you're reading all the comments. So what I suggest that you do is stop every 5 to 10 minutes. Just go, guys, I'm going to have a quick drink. I'm just going to read through the comments, see if there's anything that I need to come back to, read them, come back, respond to them, and then ignore them until you get to your next 10-minute break or whatever you decide to make it. But keep your flow going. Unless you're really good at multitasking, and you will learn to do this in time, you'll see things flick up that are common questions and you'll be able to say, oh, I saw someone just asked, what's our warranty, and go through it. But unless you can do it and keep the flow going, ignore the comments if you're on Facebook Live until you get to a comment interval, and set those up for yourself so that you can say, right, when I get to the end of this piece, I'm going to read some comments, or when I've shown you this particular item, we're going to get to the comments here. That way, you're not holding everyone up and you're not doing those awkward pauses. I've been on parties, guys, where I don't want to comment because although I want to get the interaction going for the consultant running it, I know that if I comment, it's just going to hold them up and I want them to get on with it. So I know you know what I'm talking about because you've seen other people do the same thing. So really avoid pausing every time a comment comes up, and try and set up some little intervals for yourself. It is one of the reasons I suggest testing Zoom, because people can unmute themselves and actually talk to you, which again means that people are not interrupting because they're finding good breaks to do that, hopefully. So reading comments, big no-no if you're doing it the whole way through. Okay, here's number 4, and that is not giving people an incentive to stay until the end. I've seen some super clever ways of doing this, some really complex ways and some really simple ways. Things as simple as, I'm going to be doing a prize draw at the very end today. You have to be online in order to go in the draw. Or I'm going to announce the winner of, we've seen things like parties where everyone has to bring a cocktail along, and the best looking cocktail wins a prize. I don't suggest you announce your winner until the end. You might want to pick the winner at the beginning if you're doing something like a cocktail, because people will want to drink it throughout the party. I'm saying this because I've seen all of these mistakes being made. Like I said, lots of parties. So I suggest if you're going to do something like that, draw it at the end so everyone's got a reason to stick around. I've also seen some clever things like raffles where tickets are given away all the way through and the prize will be drawn at the end. I've seen also clever things that are not giving away an item so much, because some of you can't do that, I know. But things like I'm going to give away my secret recipe for, or I'm going to give away my special hack or tip to do such and such, or I'm going to show you something super special at the end today. Another thing you can do, another really clever one, which is a little bit more complex but works so well, is like a bingo. I've seen a few people do this now where they'll actually have every guest is given a different card that's got some items listed on the bingo or some words that are going to be said throughout. And they have to cross off either a line or the whole card, but everyone's card is slightly different. There might be different words in different orders or different items in different orders. So as you're showing the items, for example, in your range, they actually have to cross them off this list. And usually it's by the end of the event that someone's yelling out bingo and they get a prize for that. So there's some cool stuff you can do, but give people some kind of an incentive to stick around at the end. Okay, number 5 is doing in an hour what can be done in half an hour. I've seen a lot of people stretch parties out for far longer than they need to be stretched out. Remember that the average attention span of an adult is around about 30 minutes. Now, you might be great at holding people's attention for longer than that, and if you are, that's fantastic, go longer. But I really recommend trying to keep your party to 30 to 45 minutes unless you know that you are absolutely a gun to do longer than that. I recommend 30 to 45 minutes is the maximum time you should go for. Try and keep it short, sharp, and shiny. It keeps the excitement going. And it gets people in and out nice and quickly. If you are getting tons of questions, stick around a bit longer. That's fine. That's an indication to you that they're having a great time. But I have seen a lot of people do parties that go for an hour. I've even been to a party, I'm not kidding you, that went for 3 hours. And I just felt like putting my head in my hands and going, what is going on here? And I felt like I couldn't leave because they knew I was there. And so it just makes it for a really awkward situation, and it's just disrespectful of people's time. So try to keep it nice and quick, and think about how you would like your time to be valued as well. Like if you were the customer and you were attending a party and you knew nothing about the business, what sort of an impression would you want to be left with? So just keep these things in mind. It's good to sometimes put yourself in the shoes of your customer. I also recommend attending parties of other people as well, even people you don't know, and watching what people do. Take some notes, the things they did well and the things that they could improve on, not to tell them, but so that you can use this information for you. It will absolutely help up your game if you are doing your own research on the ground as well. So attending other people's parties from other companies, from your company, but specifically I think other companies is a great way for you to support other people, but also to learn as well how other people are doing things. Okay, what are we up to? 6, I think this one is. This one is really, they're all really important, but this one is particularly important, and that is not making it clear how to order or what the special offers are. Now, again, I see this one happen a lot where the party finishes and you feel like, I don't know what to do next. I don't know how to make an order. I've written down a little wish list of items maybe, or I've got some questions. I have no idea what to do. They didn't make it clear, and I don't know how much things cost, or I don't know what the deals are, because you know at parties there are often package deals or special offers. So please, please, please make it really clear how people are to order. Now, I know the reason some of us don't do this is because we're afraid of asking for the sale. But guys, people are at your party because they know that you're going to be selling and they expect to be buying something. If they don't, they're usually pretty happy to say no, thank you. But there is an expectation that if I come to your party, I'll at least be considering making a purchase. So please make it clear. Don't leave people hanging and wondering What do I do next? And look, I know for some people, it also makes them feel like, well, you didn't earn the sale. I'm not going to give it to you now. You didn't work hard enough for it. You didn't even ask for it. So make sure you ask for that sale, guys. It's why people are there. They do expect to be making a purchase from you, even if they decide not to in the end. So don't make it difficult for them. Make it really easy. This is how you order, or this is what I'm going to do next, or I'll be following up by doing blah, and here are our special order offers or packages or deals or discounts. So make it really clear for people. Don't leave them hanging. Number 7, guys, oh my goodness me. I think out of the 60 parties we attended in those 30 days, that was an average of 2 parties a day, but because a lot of parties are held on weekends, there were times we did 6 or 7 in a day. Over half of those parties, we made a promise. Let me just go back a little step. We made a promise that if people invited us to their virtual party or event, we would make a purchase from every party we attended. And it would have been little or big, but here was the one I guess, rule that we applied to this. So we would make a purchase at every party. Even if it was Thermomix, we would buy an accessory of some sort. So every party we went to, Greg and I bought something. Our thing was, though, if you didn't follow us up, we didn't buy. And of those 60 parties we attended in 30 days, over half of them, it was about 35, never followed us up. They never asked us if we wanted to place an order. We never placed. Our credit card was ready to go. We were ready to make a purchase. We had at every party we wrote down what we were going to buy. At some of them, it was quite a number of things, and around 35 people never got a sale from us. Why? Because they never followed up. They never asked us to make an order. So please follow up. Whether it is picking the phone up, whether it is sending a quick message, please don't be afraid to do it. It is your business. It is an expectation that you'll do it. Don't be afraid to ask for the sale. What's the worst that you're going to get? It's a no. And it's not a no to you. It's not rejecting you. It's a no, not right now, thank you. But people are going to appreciate the fact that you asked. Don't be pushy about it, of course, but ask. Just ask the question. Would you like to place an order? Is there anything I can help you with? Do you have any questions? It doesn't have to be a challenging question, but following up with everyone that attended your party, guys, is your responsibility in your business. And I know I'm preaching to the converted here for most of you, but if you're one of those people and you're thinking, oh, I don't want people to feel like I'm being pushy, I'm just going to stop you there for a little second. If they've attended your party, they know that you are going to follow them up. They're prepared to say no if they don't want to buy something, but they know that you're likely to follow them up. So please follow up. Please follow up. And this is your opportunity to build a relationship. Remember this, it isn't always about the sale. It's about the relationship that you build. Just because someone doesn't buy now doesn't mean that they're not going to become a really amazing customer for you down the track. So build that relationship. Ask the question. Get to know them. Take the opportunity to warm them up, because the next time they attend a party or the next time you reach out to them, you never know what's going to happen. So following up is important for so many reasons. Okay, the very last one is by far the most very, very important, and the one that, again, a lot of people miss and forget to do. And I know that this comes down to getting on a roll, getting busy, you're sort of going through the motions, but please don't forget to acknowledge your host. This person has given you an opportunity. They've given you an introduction and a connection to their family and their friends. Please acknowledge them. Thank them for having you along. Thank them for getting you involved, and use them as your little sidekick. Find out what their wish list is, or find out what their favorite product is from the range, and throw things in throughout, because this is your opportunity to utilize third-party validation. When the guests at the party know what the host loves, they hear about what the host is going to be buying or what's on their wish list. That's what we call third-party validation. And hopefully the host pipes up as well, and they also reiterate those same things. You are more likely to make more sales too, because it's not just coming from you now. You've got somebody saying, hey, this is great, I love it, and this is why. So really get behind that host. Thank them, make them feel amazing, spoil them, but not just with product, verbally. You might not be allowed to give away product, and that's okay. Make your host feel super special and appreciated for having you along. You're more likely to get asked to come along again. And if other people see this, they're also more likely to have their own party as well. So I'm going to go back over those things super quickly to recap, guys. I hope there's a couple of things in there that you've gone, maybe there's something there a little bit of a tip I can take from that. Just a little reminder. I know that this is a bit of we're focusing on the negative here, but I really wanted to get this out in the open because it was really bugging me. We are seeing these things being done again and again, and they seem so simple, so many of them to fix. So I'd really like to give you the opportunity this year in 2021, if you are running virtual parties and events, to start off on the right foot. Never make any of these mistakes again. If you have been one of these people that's fallen into one of these traps, then maybe it's made you stop and go, okay, maybe I can change that one thing and it will improve on my virtual parties and events going forward. So just to go back, we've got number 1, don't show up late. Number 2, make sure that you pick your energy up. Don't go in with low energy. If there's stuff going on for you right now, that's okay. It's part of life. But think about what can you do to pick your energy up. Maybe turn on some music that gets you pepped up and excited. Think about or do something that brings you a bit of joy, but get your energy up as much as you can before you go live, because it is infectious and it will reflect on the success of your party. Don't read comments all the way through your party. If you need to read comments because you're doing a Facebook Live, peg some intervals throughout your event where you're going to stop and read those so you're not interrupting your flow. Don't forget to give people an incentive to stay until the end. There's loads of different ways to do that, but you don't want them leaving halfway through if you can help it. Next is try and keep it short, sharp, and shiny. Don't do in an hour what you could do in half. Next up is make it really clear for people how to order and what your special deals are. Number 7 is not following up. It is your responsibility to follow up. Please follow up. And even if you know someone's not going to buy, still follow up, because it's your chance to build a relationship and just make a connection. And last but definitely not least is not acknowledging your host. Your host has given you this opportunity. Make sure they feel special. Thank them and appreciate them. So guys, that wraps up this episode. I hope that you've got a couple of little tidbits out of this, a few helpful notes. Again, we have attended so many parties. We've seen some amazingly clever things. We've seen some amazing people do some incredible growth this year. Just remember this, we all have to start somewhere. If you are at the very beginning of your virtual party journey, good on you for getting out and having a go. Please don't feel like you have to start perfect, because you won't. You will learn the hard way, and that's okay. But I'm hoping that this episode today has helped you avoid some of the common pitfalls, common mistakes that people make. So get out there and have fun. I would love to see more people telling me about their parties and events. If you are in our Accelerator membership, watch out for some more exciting trainings on this. But in the meantime, guys, have a really awesome rest of your week. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye for now, and God bless.